and still alive back with another one, bro. And man, I was expecting the Spurs to be good, but I wasn't expecting the Spurs to be this good this year already. Man, we're gonna get into this video right now. I don't think the Spurs should be this good.
Because the San Antonio Spurs just took game one of the greatest NBA games I've ever seen, with everything working against them on the road against the defending champs who are 8-0 in these playoffs and just had a week off. Oh yeah, by the way, you don't have your starting point guard and second leading scorer either.
Facts. De'Aaron Fox not being in there was a big. That's the freaking veteran role too. He's got the experience and shit.
And your game plan completely backfired in your face, yet it doesn't matter because of a generational performance from your 22-year-old that might be the best player in the world.
Yeah.
And we'll break down what their game plan was defensively in a second in depth. But first, we got to talk about Victor Wembanyama because, like I just said, he might be the best player in the world. Bro sees Chet on the same basketball court as him and just decides to level up. He's already elite. Last night, he was playing at an all-time MVP.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watched the Spurs Oklahoma City game. Man, I watched the whole thing all the way through both overtimes, bro, and I was freaking pumped up for the whole freaking thing, man. That shit was wild, bro. Wemby did his thing.
Just dunking on Chet every now and then whenever the ball bounces off the rim, then getting downhill and doing stuff like this. Just catching it and immediately going up. That's such a niche skill to have, but he's really, really good at it. And then right there, you try to guard him with a small guy and push him around. He's just going to bully you down low because he's stronger than he may look. Great footwork here. Just get out of my way, Chet. I'm going right up with that right hand because, well, I genuinely hate you. Then right here, throw it up and throw it down.
Nobody
with one arm being held down. And then
they do so much of that. They throw it up to where nobody but him can get to it. There's not a single player on the floor that can get to some of these lobs besides Victor Wembanyama.
In clutch time, they go right to him, right like they did in that Timberwolves series. Again, 17.2 on the clock, 8 on the shot clock, and he just jab, spin, easy bucket because they have J-Dub on him and they're trying to be physical, but he can just shoot right over the top. 41 points, 24 rebounds.
He's so hard to guard because you can't put a big man. Most big men can't guard him because they're too slow, but most guards can't guard him because they're too small. So, like, you're stuck with trying to put Caruso on him and shit because you can't put Hardenstein on him or Chet Holmgren because they're too slow. He just destroys them every time.
3 assists and 3 blocks in 49 minutes. A crazy stat line. And people are going to look at this box score in like 15 years and be like, what in the world? He had 41 and 24. Caruso had 31. What? But yeah, he just decided to turn into Steph Curry right here and pull up from basically where he pulled up from in the iconic call back in 2016. Same spot, same result. Unfortunate for Thunder fans, but then just getting right downhill. Chet doesn't even want a piece of that at the rim. Then again, you try to guard him with Caruso. He's going to
Caruso's just too small for him. They try to put Caruso on him, but if they put Caruso on him the whole series, I think Spurs win this.
Want a piece of that at the rim. Then again, you try to guard him with Caruso. He's going to
I think you have to put Chet on him. Even though Chet's going to lose more than he's going to win, I think Chet is still the best option to guard him. But I mean, it's a bad matchup. Like, Wemby's going to fucking eat all night for real. But I think Chet is your best option still.
Half spin, fake him out, catch it, and go right up over Chet. And again, that's the problem when you want to put a smaller guy on him and have Chet be that free safety type guy that's just roaming around looking for blocks. Well, you end up with things like this. Just throw it up to the rim. Stephon Castle's looking for his big tight end in the red zone. And look at Chet. He's got to be out on Champagnie because Champagnie is a shooter. So it draws.
There's nothing you can do here. Caruso cannot jump high enough to grab this ball.
Chet out of the paint, doesn't allow him to go over and help, and Wemby just gets an easy dunk. And then right here, third block of the night.
Save during markdowns for miles.
What? Didn't he have just had a 12-game block not too long ago? Like, that's insane. I don't think I've ever heard a stat line 12 blocks in my life. 12 blocks is insane. But yeah, man, Wemby's going to be generational, and if he can stay healthy, I think his feet are the biggest thing he needs to worry about, getting foot injuries with how skinny and long he is.
American Express Suite.
Easy. Then that brings us to his running mate and his point guard, Stephon Castle, who at just 21 years old looks like an NBA veteran already. Looks like a guy
he's
that's
solid.
been through the fire and back.
Never been in a playoff before. Neither has Wemby, and they look like veterans.
Looks like a guy that's played in multiple NBA finals. But again, he's 21, and he contributed to maybe the craziest box score I've ever seen last night with 17 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists, and 11 turnovers. He had a 1-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. And had 11.
He has to clean that up. If they want to win the series, Stephon Castle cannot turn the ball over 11 fucking times. That is insane.
Assists. Like, how is that possible? He was also 5 of 14 from the field, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. Did kind of struggle with some of the perimeter pressure that OKC provides, but again, that 3-point shooting, just because he was 1 for 6 last night, he was still like 45% over the last 20 games of the regular season, getting downhill, and then right here just puts the MVP into the stanchion. My goodness. And when you see him load up to go off with 2 feet,
he can jump out of the way. He can literally.
Now, I'm not in the NBA, but I'd get out of the way.
He can jump out the room for real. He can dunk. I've seen him dunk on some people that I did not think, when I was watching that play right there, I did not think he was going to dunk that. I thought he was just going to go up for a layup.
Make a business decision there for the MVP. Then, again, he just looks up, finds Wemby at the rim. He's been playing great. And then Dylan Harper, man. We've said it before, but he's a 10-year vet trapped in a rookie's body. Maybe the strongest.
I've never seen. I think Dylan Harper is playing better than Cooper right now. Dylan Harper is in the playoffs playing like this as a rookie. Cooper had a better season as a rookie because he was a starter and he was the main person on the offense. But Dylan Harper right now is literally, like he just said, a 10-year veteran in a rookie's body.
Rookie guard to ever come out of college and immediately contribute at 20 years old. But with De'Aaron Fox out of the lineup, he's a guy that now had to play a lot. And when his number was called, he stepped up. He's been great all playoffs long, but a little step through right there. Beautiful move, gets right to the rim. And then he sees Jared McCain, starts licking his chops and gets downhill and finishes with ease.
Crazy.
24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 7 steals.
7
Once again,
steals.
contributing to what I think is probably the craziest box score.
I knew he was being crazy freaking efficient on defense, but I didn't know he had 7 steals. I knew he had a couple tips and a few steals when I was watching, but 7 steals is a crazy number in a playoff game against the reigning champions for a rookie.
Read my life. 8 of 20 from the field, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc, but he was still elite, including this clutch time bucket right here. Gets downhill, finishes at the rim. That's as good as it gets for a 20-year-old in his first playoff run.
It doesn't
Apart
get
from
better
the
than
big three
that.
from last night, the Spurs wings were great as well, including Devin Vassell, who probably played the best out of all of them. Hit a couple of clutch shots, got this block right there, walks into one to put them up by 10, heading into the break almost. And then right here, getting back to the mid-range. He's one of those mid-range savants, bringing it back. He finished with 13 points, 6 rebounds and assists.
The way he plays reminds me a lot of DeMar DeRozan in the mid-range.
And a block, and played 51 minutes in this double OT thriller. 5 of 12 from beyond the arc, 5 of 12 from the field, 3 of 9 from beyond the arc. Then here he is right here. Again, you can't have Chet help off. So Chet is playing this free safety role. As Wemby sets the screen and rolls, Chet is kind of helping over the top, so you can't just lob it into him. But again, they catch him napping, and they just swing it, one extra pass.
One of the smartest things I see the Spurs doing that, like, I didn't even think of until I saw them doing it is the fact that they don't put Wemby guarding a center. They put Wemby guarding a wing. That way he can stand over, like, outside of the paint, guarding a wing to where that wing can't get the shot. But he's also so long and so quick that he can get back into the paint and block shots still. And that, with his defense, he's elite, man.
Finds Vassell for the 3-ball, and then give me that, Chet. We're taking those all day long. And again, they played without De'Aaron Fox, who would have taken a lot of the pressure off of Stephon Castle, who we just talked about with his 11 turnovers. Would have taken a lot of the pressure off Dylan Harper as just another ball handler and a guy that's been here before, although he's never been to a conference finals. He's been through the playoffs before. 18.6 points a game, 6.2 assists, and 3.8 rebounds.
He's not a veteran, but he's a veteran to the game.
Kind of takes a step back to let those younger guys progress, but he's still a dog. Don't get it wrong. And he's their second leading scorer. The Spurs just went out and won without him. So once he comes back, I mean, my goodness. And if he doesn't even play good, then they can just bench him and go with the two young guys. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You also have Julian Champagny here, who had a couple of big-time threes in this one again.
Dude,
what we just talked about, catching Chet sleeping because Chet wants
Champagny can shoot the lights off from the corner, man. I swear to God.
to help over the top. Whenever Wemby rolls, look at him, slide in, and he's just going to leave a dead-eye sniper in the corner. There's nobody to help off of if you're playing the Spurs. It's an active shooter zone because there's snipers everywhere. One more time for Keldon.
You're really buying a car
I
online
forget
on
about
AutoTrader?
Johnson.
Really? And I'm getting it from a local dealer.
I forget
Can you-
about Johnson. Yeah, man, he's a good player too. I forget about him sometimes. Yeah, man, the Spurs, they have built a crazy lineup, man, around a young team, and they're doing a good job at it for real. They have such a young team. None of them have really been anywhere. I don't think they have any veterans that have been deep in the playoffs at all. And now they're they might make the championship.
And shout out to Mitch Johnson for making a great adjustment. So we see Caruso and J-Dub on Wemby a lot early. And Caruso, he played his butt off. He's one of the most pesky guards in the league. So what do? They go to this 77 action a ton. And what it is, it's two ball screens at the top of the key. The first one is going to be set by your shooter, who's going to pop. The second one is by the big, who's going to roll. And it's going to successfully get Caruso or J-Dub pop. The
This
second one
play
is
right here is crazy. The fact that we've only ever seen one player that can do what Wemby just does right here. Grab the ball that high and just dunk over a 7-footer and Chet like he's a fucking preschooler.
by the big, who's going to roll, and it's going to successfully get Caruso or J-Dub off of Wemby every single time and get him onto who they want. Now, this one's a little bit of a different variation. You see Cornette in the court. It looks like a little stagger to start off, but instead, Stephon Castle is just going to turn around and rescreen, making Jared McCain chase off the top of the screen, trying to get him to switch. They don't end up switching. It gets right into that 77 action, and now you've got SGA switched off and attacking the weaker defender in Jared McCain. Like I said, Dylan Harper licking his chops, getting downhill, just gets to his spot.
That's too good from a rookie, bro. To be in this type of situation and have a rookie doing that is insane.
Ease. Then we see this again, and this time it's the 77 action one more time, and
Most
it
rookies do not have that type of composure.
accomplishes its goal. It gets Caruso off of Wemby, forces AJ Mitchell to slide all the way over, and leaves Keldon Johnson wide open in the corner. Now, if you made it this far in the video, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. As you can see here, 93% of the people break it down. Lean backfired. So as you can see, they've got a Wemby on Caruso. This is the match.
Bro, it's crazy though because Wemby's the only player in the NBA that can leave his player with this big of a gap in the floor and then still be able to get back and get to his player before they get a shot off. Nobody can do this besides him, and that's a crazy advantage on defense because he can double and then still get back to his player in time.
They want Wemby to play free safety. So anytime we see one of these screens coming, Wemby is here so he can take away all of this because he is probably the most impactful defender in NBA history. So Caruso's going to come set the screen. Doesn't happen. Dylan Harper plays great defense, but now Wemby, of course, is way back here. Not even really guarding Caruso because Caruso had a terrible year from three this year. So the Thunder swing it around. Shea drives
Caruso's a
now.
beast, though.
As he drives, we've got Wemby just sitting right here waiting
I'll
for
give
him.
it to one of the I think Caruso is probably the most clutch player on Oklahoma. When it comes to big time shots and big time moments, he comes in clutch all the time for them.
Sells chesting up Chet, keeping him out of harm's way, and he kicks it out, and Caruso knocks down a three. That's not what they planned for. They want him to shoot threes, but not to the level that he did last night.
Who's the dude?
This is what you were wanting if you're this
The dude sticking his hand up in front of the camera. Fuck him.
Spurs, right? So once again, J-Dub comes off this screen. He's dribbling right at Wemby, and he's still got Harper right on his hip, and the other defenders don't even really have to help. Like when Wemby's here, that's the bonus of having him.
That's the one thing is I as much as I think Luke Cornette is a great player, I think Spurs need a better backup center than Luke Cornette. If they want to continue to build a dynasty and continue to make runs year after year, they need a better backup center than Luke Cornette, I think, personally. But other than that, I don't see a lot of holes in this roster with this young squad and they can keep building because they're so young.
He is
They're only
your guy that's playing.
What's scary is this is like probably the worst we're going to see of the Spurs. They're all within 1 to 3 years in the league. They are all going to be way better in 3-4 years.
Coverage, your other defenders don't even have to help. So there's not an outlet. There's not a skip pass. Because in a normal defensive rotation, Devin Vassell is going to slide over here. Champagne is going to drop down here to take away Chet. And then you're kind of just left with Lou Dort here. Harper's kind of covering both him and then the guy that pops in a normal defensive scheme. However, Wemby is his own defensive scheme.
Yeah.
So he takes away all of this down here, which leads to them just having to hit Caruso, and then Caruso ultimately turns the ball
I've
over.
never seen anybody make players second guess going to the rim more than him. People go to the rim on fast breaks, and instead of trying to lay it up somehow like they would against normal big man, they just run around and go under the rim and come back out to or they try to find somebody at the 3-point line. He completely alters the way the game is played, and it's insane.
Once again, we see this high pick and roll, right? Carter Bryant's going to be in SGA's hip pocket. SGA is great about when he gets you on his hip, there's nothing really you can do. You're in jail because you're at the mercy of his bumps and his fadeaways, but Vic's right here, so he can't really get to that. Vassell's up early in this gap, but he's going to be able to recover very quickly if he needs to Jared. Honestly, overplaying a little bit too much.
Yeah, just a little bit.
As Wemby's here, he's going to leave Caruso because, again, the Spurs don't even rotate, right? When they see Wemby and drop, they don't even rotate. So this is something that
because look at this gap. Nobody in the NBA can get from where Wemby is to where Caruso is and still contest a shot. There's not a single player in the league that can do this. Not even freaking like who else is like 7'4" in the league right now? Because like I don't know if anybody that watches this remembers like Manute Bol and shit. He was like 7'6", but he didn't move the way Wemby does. He didn't. He was your typical kind of slow, big-footed center. He did not move the way Wemby does.
Thunder attacked a lot early on, and if Caruso goes 8 for 14, the Spurs might be out of luck. But the Thunder shot their best bullet with Caruso going 8 for 13 or whatever it was, 8 for 14 from 3. The Thunder might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Caitlin, State Farm sees everything, so you get coverage that fits your life and budget.
The fact that the Spurs didn't have their second best player too, it shows that OKC might really be in trouble. And who has won more of the games this year? Spurs. Spurs is the only team that has beat OKC more than what? They've beat them 4 times this year, or 3 out of 4 times. 4 times now. 3 out of 4 times in the regular season. So yeah, man. This might be OKC's kryptonite.
Because this was as good as they could have played, right? With Caruso hitting those threes. Now, sure, SGA didn't play well, but again, a large part of it is because
because the refs actually didn't call everything. They let SGA flop and didn't call it, and that's the first time I've seen that in a long time. I seen it in Game 1 of the first quarter of the Lakers series. They let SGA fucking flop, and they weren't calling it. They were just letting him flare his arms and yell, and they weren't calling it. And they did that this game too. They didn't call all the bullshit, and they weren't letting him get away with it, and it changed the outcome. This is what I've been saying all year. If OKC doesn't get the calls that they always do, the games are closer and they're competitive, and I don't think OKC would have the record that they do without the calls.
They've got Wemby here. We have, I believe that's
drop a like and a comment and let me know if y'all agree.
Honestly, I don't love that stun off of McCain, but it worked out because Keldon can still get here and then recover. But you have Wemby here who covers all of this pretty much. So as he stunts, SGA gets down low, and again, Wemby's just not even worried about Caruso, who just flies right up here to the open slot, and they kick it to him, and he knocks down another 3. Really kept him in it early on. Playoff career high by like 14 points. Now, the Thunder do have one adjustment to make.
Which is crazy that Caruso played. He's won 2 championships, one with the Lakers and one with OKC, and that was his career high, and they still lost. What's going to happen when De'Aaron Fox is back? And now the Spurs have their second best player. And De'Aaron Fox is a monster on D on top of it, too.
Here, they started to do it. Dagnall is a really good coach, so they started to do it. We got the high pick and roll here. SGA is going to refuse the screen, go right at Wemby. Make Wemby step. If they can get him in what we call the thirds of the court here, so you got this third, and then this third. So if you can keep it in a third of the court with just the 4 guys being SGA and whoever's guarding SGA, and then Wemby and Caruso, you can open up stuff like this, which is as SGA drives, Wemby has to help, and there's no rotation to come over to pick up Caruso. It leaves him wide open. We saw him do it earlier in the middle third of the court. Now they do it in this third of the court, and it leaves him wide open for a 3 ball. Still a good contest by Wemby,
Yeah.
but that's something I think we will see the Spurs.
That's the crazy thing is Wemby still got out there and altered that shot. Without Wemby altering that shot, Caruso probably knocks that down.
And it leaves him wide open.
Look at how high Caruso has to shoot that shot just to get it off. That's insane. That altered the shot, and that's without any help.
Open for a 3 ball. Still a good contest by Wemby, but that's something I think we will see the Spurs start to do a lot of. They do it again right here. It gets kind of cut off, but SGA drives in and finds Caruso in that corner.
Yeah, see, Wemby didn't get out as fast on that one.
Right here, it gets kind of cut off, but SGA drives in and finds Caruso in that corner. And this could be a problem because we see it again right here with SGA just going to attack it downhill and find Caruso, but the Spurs are willing to play these odds. Because, yes, he shot 8 for 14 last night. He's not going to shoot 8 for 14 every night.
No, he's not.
He shot 34% from 3 in the regular season. Actually, I just double-checked and I lied. He shot 29% from 3
Yeah,
this
he's not
year.
going to hit that every
This
night.
is what the Thunder were doing. They're attacking Wemby in this third of the court. Terrible lines, goodness gracious. My third-grade art teacher would be pissed. But as he attacks here, he's going to attack Wemby and kick it right to Caruso. But again, the Spurs are going to play these odds because he shot 29% from 3 this year.
They're gonna beat you sometimes. They're a great team.
It really feels like everything was stacked against the Spurs. You know, you don't have your second option. Caruso hits 8 threes, playing right against your game plan. It explodes in your face, and you still win. That's a huge dub. Spurs might win this.
Yeah, man. I think I got the Spurs. Let me know below who y'all got freaking winning, Spurs or OKC. And let me know if y'all think OKC, the way they play, is kind of ruining basketball. But I'm about to get off and get on another live. I got another video I'm about to do right after.